What is up, everyone? My name is Chris Fanzon. You are listening to the Hidden Doors podcast. Upcoming is my podcast, my whole thing when it comes to the four areas that you need to focus on in your life, four areas that you need to invest in order to be well-rounded, in order to be protected for future wealth, in order to be successful. These are the four areas we're going to be covering. And if you like what you hear, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on more videos, podcasts coming down like this. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so we have the four areas to invest in. The four main areas to invest in that I think are the most important and that will set you up for a successful life. These four areas are, I think, the most important. They are: one, yourself; two, financial institutions; three, your own business; and four is your health. Those four things. You focus on those four damn things, and you don't let up, and um, you can focus on those four things for a couple of years, but if you stop, you know, things don't work out when you only put a minimal amount of effort in for a couple of years. You need to focus your energy. Your entire life really needs to be focused on these four areas. And then within these four areas, you can go deep. You can go way deep into the details. Your own business could be anything. Your investing in yourself could mean a ton of things. Your health is a lot. It's not just physical, it's also mental. There are a lot of things to unpack. But if you focus on those four areas, you focus on those four freaking areas, you will find success in your life. So let's break them down. Focus on first yourself. So um, I think especially when you were young, but even anytime, you are your greatest asset. You are the one that makes money for yourself. And just to make sure that I'm being very clear here, for the most people who work in a job where they get paid by a company and they're salary based, you literally are your greatest asset, meaning it's you the asset are the one that is bringing in cash because you're getting paid to do a job in a salary based job. But just to be very clear, even someone who owns a business, and that business, let's say that business could operate without the person. Let's say I start a business and I run it so well that I hand it off to someone to manage it, and I can take a step back, and it's passive income. It's like passive income. In that case, I'm still arguing that you are your greatest asset, and the reason is, in order for you to set those things up in your life, set up a business, set up investments that will bring in passive income, you ultimately had to learn how to do those things. So regardless, and especially when you were younger, because you need to learn how to do those things, you literally are your greatest asset. And that means you need to focus on how do you improve that asset of yourself. For me, it's a lot of what I talk about in this podcast. It's you are you are literally an algorithm. You need to feed yourself information, you need to get perspectives, you need to challenge yourself so you can learn from past missteps and past shortcomings. So if we're literally, I like to call ourselves human beings algorithms. We learn over time if we get more information. If we don't take in any information, that algorithm is going to be highly ineffective, because an algorithm works better when you have more information to feed into it so it can predict things. So the more you learn, the more you read. I say read as much as you can. Read 3 books a month, and don't read fiction books. Read nonfiction books about what you want to learn. If you want to learn how to, I talk about this all the time. You want to learn how to present better, you want to learn how to be a leader, you want to learn how to understand analytics a little better, how to eat healthier, how to do everything, that for the most part is found in a damn book. So read a lot, challenge yourself, set goals, be prepared to take on challenges that you may or may not, you know, in the beginning be so great at. It might take a lot of effort and time, and you might fall on your face. And then eventually you might not even do good at that whole endeavor. And you might have to take a turn, and you might have to recalibrate, but that's fine because you learned for you, as long as you're learning. So that is focusing on yourself. You cannot set up a successful business. Be you can't if you want to be a corporate person where you move up a ladder in a company, that's fine too. A lot of people say don't do that, that's stupid, go run your own business. I don't really care what the hell you do, but as long as you focus on yourself, then you can do whatever the hell you want. As long as you are filled with the knowledge, experience, and abilities to do the things that will bring in income, whether that is being a top executive at a corporation or a company or running your own business, you need to invest in yourself to get to that position. So invest in yourself, read, buy books, talk to people. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. That is investing in yourself. Secondly, I say is financial instruments. Basically, just I invest a ton of my. I invest a lot in like stock markets, so like index funds and also retirement accounts. And you hear sometimes people say retirement accounts are so dumb. You could be investing in a business and not investing in retirement accounts. But my view here is that you have to hedge your bets a little bit. How many I think what's happening a little bit were for people who become really, really successful in a business that they run, and they may not even realize this. Uh, but there's a thing called survivorship bias. So that person might be have has done really well, but how many of that same person tried something and lost all their money? And you just have to, I say, just take smart risks, calibrated risks, and there's no harm in having a backup hedge and hedging your bets when it comes to your life. So if you also want to run your own business and you're putting a lot of time, effort, and money into it, it's not a bad thing to have money being invested into financial instruments in case that whole business doesn't work out well. Not every business you run is going to work out well. In fact, most small businesses fail, but if you're a if you're someone who knows what you're doing and you don't want to ever quit, which you should, then you over time you can find something that works. But in the meantime, I would like to let my money grow. So I put my money in retirement accounts and in like index funds because I want that money to grow, and I do it strategically enough where I'm not getting screwed with the taxes. So I'm finding, the best ways to put my money in so I don't pay a lot of money on taxes. So some people hate that. Some people say, don't do that. Put all your money in a business. Don't be stupid. Some people say, put all your money into these investments so you can retire early. There's a there's two different thoughts on it. I think you need to hedge your bets a little bit. I think both are probably right. So that's why I bring it to my third point. Run your own business. So uh there are things that you can do that, like for example, if you are working full time and you're like, how the hell am I going to run my own business? There are things that you can do on the side, like a hobby, that eventually, if you work on it and get really good at, and you start to turn that into a small business, that's possible. For example, this podcast, I wrote a book. I do things that on the side that are a hobby of mine, but I still work full time because I'm investing in these. First of all, I'm first investing in myself, and it's helping me advance my career. Two, at the same time, I'm investing in financial instruments because those are growing for me over time. Three is things that I love to do, hobbies of mine. Learn like what I do here is I love to do book reviews. I love to read. I love to talk to people. I love to share information. Might as well do that on a damn podcast and a YouTube channel. And I'm not investing a ton of money into it. I'm investing a lot of time, a little bit of money, but not too much. And the hope is you can turn this into a business. If this doesn't work out in a certain amount of time, maybe I end up stopping. Who knows? Or maybe I just do this for the rest of my freaking life. Who the hell knows? But I'm still investing in it's another potential investment of my time that may help turn into a small business that actually makes me money. That would be my third investment. And like I said, if this doesn't work out, I will always look for something else. I will always look to fill this void with trying to invest in a small business that might bring in extra cash flow. And number 4 is your health, because you can do all this stuff, but if your health is not there, then who the hell cares? If you're a billionaire, if you can turn a billionaire tomorrow, but also tomorrow you know that you're going to be diagnosed with diseases that'll kill you in a couple weeks, then I guarantee you're not going to want to be a billionaire, because it does not matter. Your health has to matter. Those 4 pieces help round you out to be a successful person. And if you don't have your health, you're not eating right, you're not exercising, you're not focusing on mental health, because mental health is a big issue too. We're living in a stressful time. Are you taking the time for yourself and your family to just cool the hell off sometimes and focus on yourself? Um, you need those 4 things to round you out. So focus on yourself, invest in your damn self. You are your greatest asset. 2, I like to do financial instruments. Again, this is a polarizing topic because some people hate it. Some people, I don't give a crap what people think. This is hedging my bets. And worst case scenario, it when I go to retire, I'm gonna have hopefully some millions of dollars in my damn account. Hopefully, if everything goes well. Um, but that doesn't stop me from starting my own business, because I'm still doing that. So I'm doing both. So people who are saying don't do the entire retirement accounts, all your business. Well, I'm doing both because I'm hedging my bets. So yourself, financial instruments, and work on trying to start your own business, and your health. Those are the 4 things. If you every single day focus on and put time and effort into it, you will be in some way, shape, or form successful. Doesn't mean you successful also doesn't mean that you need to be like worth a certain amount of money either. If you're thinking success is when I'm I'm worth $10 million. It doesn't mean that either. You don't have to be worth anything, as long as you are happy with where you are in life and you're able to provide for your family. And you know what? You define your own success. I'm not going to define it for you, but it doesn't have to be related to wealth. So these are the things that I would invest in for a happy, wealthy, successful life. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Some people may disagree, and I love to hear it if they do. If you do, add that to the comment section and tell me what you think. And if you like what you heard, thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, notification bell so you can stay up to date. I appreciate you listening, and I will see you next time.